Thank you for your time. Where are you from?
I'm from Paris, from France.
Okay. Today I'm asking foreign people about the reason they came to Japan and so on. Firstly, could you tell me what brought you to Japan?
Actually, I think Japan is a country you have to go once in your lifetime. Like, as I'm from France, it's really not the same landscapes and the same culture. So you have to experience other things like this, other culture.
So now you are actually seeing other scenery, landscape, and other culture. What was your impression of Japan?
Before coming, I was really nervous because I can't speak Japanese. But even though I don't speak Japanese and they don't speak English, I've talked to many Japanese people and they all helped me even though they couldn't speak English. They took translators to show me where the places are. So they're really cool. I was nervous for nothing.
Still, it is second day, but in these 2 days, did you get some Japanese experience?
Oh yeah, I went to a hair salon in Harajuku.
What was the impression of it?
Actually, I did a lot of researches because Asian people, they don't experience my hair, my type of hair, because actually I have curly hair, so I was like Japanese and Asian people cannot take care of my hair. So I did a lot of research on the internet so I could find a good hair salon who can take care of my hair. So that's why when I went there, they were really kind. They really take care of my hair. So I'm really happy with them. It was really cool. And then they brought me drink. They brought me everything that I needed. They brought it. So it was really good.
So you like the service too there?
Yeah, I loved it. They were really nice. And the hairdresser, she speaks French. So I was I was speaking to her in French, and it was really nice because it's been a long time since the last time I spoke French. So speaking French with someone was really refreshing for me.
Well, there's some difference between French hair salon and Japanese hair salon.
In France, they don't bring you drink and not really. They just do your hair and then you
service.
go and that's it.
So it's still second day again. But what did you like the most in this trip?
I really wanted to go to Shibuya, and when I went there, it was really wow. First of all, I was impressed by all of the crowd. It was really crowded, but then even the landscapes, the big screen, you don't have it in France. The big screen, you don't have it in France. It was really, really impressing. And I went to, it's said to be the red light district, but I went to Kabukicho, but I really liked it. Actually, it was really cool. I was a little bit afraid because it's said to be the red light district, but actually I think it's still really safe. It's a really safe place.
Did you think that it is safe there?
Yeah. Compared to some places in France, I think Kabukicho is way safer than... I didn't feel any dangerous people there at all.
I guess that Japan is very safe country, so for us, Kabukicho is for us dangerous. But for you, it's very safe, right?
Yeah, compared to other cities in France, it's way safer here.
In France, it is dangerous in some cities?
Yeah, in some cities, yet. If you go to Marseille, for example, but it's only if you go to dangerous neighborhoods. But actually, there's a lot of dangerous neighborhoods in Marseille. That's why you can go to nice places, but there's a lot of dangerous places too, so you can get lost very easily on the wrong place, and then a wrong thing can happen.
For example, what happened there?
In Marseille, there's a lot of crimes, I would say. I have friends who've been shot because there's a lot of gangs in Marseille, and because of drugs and etc. Drugs is really here in Marseille, There's a lot of people take drugs, do drugs. I'm gonna be honest, in Marseille, most of the time I go out with a knife if something would happen, because...
To protect yourself.
Yeah, because I used to work at night. I went home alone at night, so I was in the metro, in the subway, I was I'm gonna get stabbed or something, so let me bring a knife with me, so if something happens to me, I can react and things like this.
Usually, do many people do that? To bring something?
Girls, most of the time women.
Spray and stuff.
Yeah, most of the time women. But I think that even men, they bring knife with them if something happens.
Okay.
But you don't have a bad idea of Marseille. You just don't have to. You just don't have to go to the dangerous places.
Just some places, right?
Yeah, just go to the most famous one, and most of the time there you won't have any problem. Just pay attention to your bag so you won't get robbed.
Okay. So you recommend?
Yeah, I still recommend Marseille, but pay attention and take care.
It was very nice to talk with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Where are you from?
I'm from Austria.
Austria. Are you a tourist or living here?
I'm a tourist.
How long have you been here?
I came here 1 week ago and I will stay 10 days and then go back to Bangkok.
So are you living in Bangkok, Thailand?
No, I made a longer trip. Before I came to Japan, I was in Bangkok and at Koh Samui, Koh Phangan, some islands on Thailand.
Okay. So today I am asking foreign people about the reason they came to Japan, the impression of Japan and so on. So firstly, could you tell me what brought you to Japan?
It's a really good question. Since my childhood, it was my biggest dream to come to Japan, and I'm really into anime and manga stuff.
Really?
Yeah, and I love Tokyo. It's an amazing city. I think there is nothing that is not possible to do in Tokyo. There's so many opportunities. It's really amazing. But I was a little bit shocked because I grew up on the countryside of Austria and there are not many people. And Tokyo is the biggest city of the world and it's really a big city and I'm not used to it. Vienna is the biggest city of Austria, but it's not even the same as Tokyo. Tokyo is so crowded. I just can be some hours outside and then I have to go inside again because there's so many people.
What did you enjoy in Tokyo?
I think the nicest thing for me is the food here, but it's also a little bit hard for me to find food because I'm vegetarian and more vegan. So it's really hard to find vegan restaurants. You really have to Google it.
So how do you survive in Japan? What do you eat here?
I Google it on Google Maps where there are vegan restaurants and I eat many ramen because I really love it and they're so good vegan ramens. Yeah, even with fake meat, I really can recommend it.
There is a good vegan ramen restaurant in Ueno Station near this park. So you can enjoy ramen there.
Nice, thank you.
Lastly, what do you want to say to people who are considering to come to Japan?
Do it. If it's your dream, then you definitely have to do it. Come to Japan, this country, it's really beautiful. I totally recommend it.
So it was very nice to talk with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time. Where are you from?
I'm from Russia, St. Petersburg.
City of Culture.
Yes, yes. A lot of museums, exhibitions, theaters, yes.
Are you currently visiting or living?
We are living here for a while, like only 10 days, but it's for traveling. But in the future, we are probably going to move here. Yes,
Why do you want to move to Japan?
because of people and culture here, and it's a lot of green stuff on the streets, like parks, gardens, and so on.
So probably today's main topic is a little bit associated with what we talked about now. But today I want to ask about the reason you came to Japan this time and the impression of Japan. So firstly, what mainly made you come to Japan?
At first, we wanted to travel only to South Korea because my brother lives there.
Okay.
And after that, we decided that when we go from St. Petersburg to Asia, it's better to visit a lot of cities and maybe 3 countries will be the best option. And this is the reason why we decided to visit Japan also. Japan, it's the best country, I guess, that we've ever been. So it was the best decision.
Okay, you mentioned 3 countries, so South Korea, Japan, and
China.
And for Europeans, probably East Asian countries, like China, Korea, and Japan are similar. But did you see some differences between them?
We don't think that they are similar. We think that these countries 100% different. For me, difference is people and culture and food, of course, because in China it's a lot of places with only meat or fish, but in Japan you can try everything and you can see places for vegetarian, vegans, and so on. And I've never been to South Korea, but later maybe I can see another differences. But what about people? In China, more people are not rude, but they don't like foreigners. Sometimes they don't speak English and it's hard to communicate with them. But in Japan, a lot of people can communicate with you even when they don't know English. They try to explain something or they use translator or something like that, and it's easier to stay in Japan.
Okay. So what did you like the most about Japan?
I really like temples and museums here. atmosphere and nature. We've been to Osaka and Kyoto, Nagano and Matsumoto, and I guess the best city that I've ever been, it was Kyoto and some surroundings there. I guess culture in Japan is the best thing.
You mentioned a lot about good side of Japan. Did you find some like inconvenient side or less good side?
Yes, the only thing I don't like about Japan that you don't have boxes for trash on the street. It's not convenient, but it's the only thing, I guess. Oh, and the second one, that everything is closed about 6 p.m. Temples, some restaurants, cafes, and in the evening, not everything, but most of places are closed, and that's strange because in Russia everything is open before maybe 10 p.m.
Lastly, what do you want to say to people who are considering to come to Japan?
That it will be the best decision, and they need to stay in Kyoto more than 5 days, because everyone says that Kyoto only 5 days. I guess in Kyoto people have to stay about 10 days or 2 weeks.
Okay, so it was very nice to talk with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you also.
ご視聴ありがとうございました。いかがだったでしょうか。動画のご感想やテーマのご要望などコメント欄で教えていただけますと幸いです。たくさんのコメントお待ちしております。チャンネル登録の際は通知ボタンもお忘れなく。